our predictions for the 2025 Australian
Grand Prix.
This video is sponsored by the wonderful people over at Squarespace.
The first predictions episode has arrived. We are ready to drop some serious heat. And let's begin with a good surprise. My good surprise, Tom Bellingham, not you, you're not good surprise, you're always surprisingly beautiful, is Max Verstappen. Because everyone's written them off. And more recently as well, Max has said the car's not going to be there. They're going to be taking a few races to get up to speed, all of this stuff. But the thing is, there's two things. One, it's Max Verstappen. And I do genuinely believe he's going to be right up there. But two, it's rain forecast for Sunday right now, which is ridiculous. Not a lot of rain, and it is still going to be quite warm. So whether that'll actually affect the track conditions, we'll have to wait and see. But even a podium, I would genuinely be fighting for a good surprise here, because everyone thinks he's going to be absolutely finished. And maybe a few days after the end of the 2024 season, I also believed that. But then I woke up, and but you know, if he is terrible, then you're welcome.
Okay, so my good surprise is Carlos Sainz. It's a track that Carlos goes well at. He'll be kind of got a lot of motivation going into the new season. Looked
And
mighty in testing.
Appendicitis.
Exactly. Mighty from testing, and we all know that testing times are 100% accurate, so he will probably battle for pole position because he did the fastest testing time. And I'm going for a Carlos good surprise.
We now go to a big flop. Kimi Antonelli.
Oh, get up.
Yeah. We're starting strong, we're starting big, we're starting I think well with this one. Now, of course, it is his first race, so it has to be pretty bad, I would say, for it to be a big flop, because you have to give Kimi some room to grow, and I hope he does. Of course, may I remind you all, if this is your first predictions episode, this is all based on vibes. We know he's got a little cheeky error in him, not from testing though, so perhaps he will fight against the flop, but that's a wide sentence. But the thing is, he will have a lot of things to contend with, and another thing is the fact I've flopped him, so I'm really sorry.
So my big flop is
I could see your mouth wobble as well. Okay, try again.
okay. A big flop, I've gone for Fernando Alonso. I think it's going to be very tough for Aston Martin based on their form in testing. They've not looked great unless in the 7 days Adrian Newey's been there. He has put some amazing aero pieces on that make them 4 seconds a lap quicker. I think they're going to have a tough time. So I've gone for Fernando.
We now go to pole position. My pole position, my P1 from Saturday is Charles Leclerc. I'm so back. No, I just... These aren't absolute write-offs in qualifying, and Ferrari were quick over one lap last year. Charles Leclerc is mighty over one lap, as we know. 2022 dominated Australia. Can we have that again, please? Absolutely. So, yeah, it's not out of the realms of possibility. I think qualifying is going to be good and close this year. It's just whether that race pace is going to be there as well for Ferrari, which has not been the case over the course of a season for a very long time. So, yeah, I'm still going with Charles. Pole position.
Pole position, I have gone for Lando Norris. It backed up my theory even before we saw testing. The McLaren are going to be very, very quick this year. Have nothing to lose, kind of go absolutely all in on this season to try and get both championships. And I think they're going to be the team that come out the blocks firing. So, and Lando, of course, was on great form at the end of the year with his kind of performance in Abu Dhabi, and he's always looked very quick in qualifying compared to his teammates. So Gone for Lando.
If you're looking to create a stunning website, Squarespace is your go-to platform. It's an all-in-one solution that really empowers entrepreneurs. I've been using it, and let me tell you, the experience has been fantastic. One of my favourite features is design intelligence. It combines 2 decades of design expertise with AI, helping you craft a personalised website that truly reflects your brand. It's like having a design expert by your side. Then there's Squarespace Payments, where managing transactions is so simple. You can accept a variety of payment methods, making it super convenient for your customers. And let's not forget Blueprint AI. This tool helps you build a custom site in just a few clicks. It takes your basic info and transforms it into a beautifully designed website, complete with curated content that matches your aesthetic. If you want to give it a try, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, check out squarespace.com/P1 to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Okay, we now go to our top 3 in the race. We'll begin with third. My P3, Charles Leclerc. There will not be the pole to victory, and that's no disrespect to him. That's just, I feel I'm scared of the McLaren's race pace, but I'm also scared of potential changeable conditions, potentially. But look, this is where I've put him. It's not a lot to judge on right now, so it is very much just sticking your finger in the air and seeing where the wind's blowing and then going the opposite of that sometimes with our predictions. So that's where I'm going. P3, Charles.
P3, I've gone for Lewis Hamilton.
Ooh.
Gone for a little podium on debut for Ferrari.
Okay, I see.
And excited to see what he can do on his debut with Ferrari. There'll be a lot of pressure, but he rises to pressure, as we know. So
he still rises.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I really hope your top 2 are including a certain individual. Otherwise, we're gonna be having some serious discussions. Second place, Lando Norris. Lando is going to finish P2. Going to be a very strong McLaren, but I am putting some eggs in some baskets. So that's where I'm going with this one. P2, Lando Norris.
P2, I have gone for Lando Norris as well. I think he's going to have a very good weekend still. You just never know. And I think Australia as well always does throw a bit of a curveball, even though it's one of those tracks that's difficult to overtake. And maybe this is the nostalgia speaking, but when Melbourne was the opening race of the season, it was would tend to throw a bit of chaos and surprise, particularly, well, if we get some rain. That'd be tasty indeed.
That would be very tasty. P1, not with Matt and Tommy, P1 for the Australian Grand Prix is, for me, Max Verstappen. Max wins the opening race of the season, drops a couple of middle fingers to everybody, and refuses to elaborate and leaves. So that's Max Verstappen. I do. I feel it. Everyone will be questioning how on earth has he done it, including ourselves. And this might well be very wrong, and he finishes P6.
Okay, so P1, I've gone for Oscar Piastri. I think McLaren are going to be unbelievably quick. I don't think they're going to be like completely dominant, but I think they're going to have a very good start to the season, and it will show that. Could see him locking out the front row. And Piastri with his home crowd, of course, be a lot of pressure, but he's a bit of an Iceman, I think, Oscar Piastri. He's not going to be nervous. He's not going to get nervous about kind of leading a race.
So you've gone for a home win for Oscar Piastri.
Indeed.
First race of the season. Interesting stuff. We now move to a brand new segment, the Family Top 3. Let's see if my dad picks up. Here we go.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Christopher Gallagher. You are live on the P1 podcast, and you are here for the Family Top 3 for the first time ever. This is on the P1 podcast predictions. So I will need your top 3, starting in third position. Who do you have down in third, please?
I have Max Verstappen. Second place, George Russell.
Okay, George Russell, P2 in the Mercedes. That we haven't even mentioned Mercedes so far in this prediction. Fair enough. And your winner, please.
I'm going for Lando Norris.
Okay, a Lando, George, Max podium. How confident are you in this?
Not at all.
Okay, fair enough. Dad, thank you so much for appearing on the P1 podcast.
Hi, Tommy. Hi, Tommy.
And hi, Tommy.
Hello.
P1
I was going to say, you could say hello to everyone else as well, but just
Yeah.
Tommy. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Dad.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Love you. Bye.
Fine. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, here we go.
Hello, Freddie.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hello.
I should probably
Hello.
give
Hello,
context
Frappe.
straight away that my dad
Who?
calls me Fred.
Fred.
You're live on the P1 podcast, so now everyone
Sorry,
knows that you
Freddie.
call me Fred, but it's fine. We'll roll with it. I need your top 3 for the Australian Grand Prix.
Okay. P3, Norris.
Okay, Norris, interesting. P2.
Leclerc.
Okay, Matt's doing a big thumbs up right now.
I'll take that.
And P1.
Piastri.
Okay, we've
Oh
gone
my
for
God. There's
the
something in
double
the
Bellingham
water in the
Piastri
Bellinghams.
prediction. Wow, okay. I've also gone for Piastri, so I hope we're right because Matt's told me that this is actually going to score me points. So I hope these are going to be right.
I hope you're right too, Freddie.
All right, thanks, Dad. All right, speak to you
Thanks, Freddie.
soon. Bye.
Can we? I think people need the backstory of why on earth you're called Fred, please.
Because I genuinely don't know. My dad's just always called me Freddie since I was a literal baby. You know those things that just don't make sense, and then until you think about it, like until then when that just happened, I was like, oh my God, that no one knows why I'm called Freddie from my dad, but it's just so normal.
I thought
for
he
him
called
to...
you a frappe for a minute. I thought it was some
frappe.
sort of coffee. But anyway, let's decide live on the podcast. Is this a family versus family points tally, which isn't to do with our own predictions, and then we just say at the end who has won as a family? Or does it all come in one prediction tally?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think.
And let's go to our one crazy prediction. My one crazy prediction is we have three or more different drivers lead the race at some point.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just sign me up. There you go. That's mine.
I hope you're
It
right.
doesn't need any more. I'm just praying. I'm just praying for the best season ever. We're finishing with the top 5 separated by 10 seconds. Sign me up.
My one crazy prediction. It's no surprise. It's about one particular individual, and it's Kimi Antonelli out-qualifies George Russell on his debut.
Okay. I feel like this Kimi obsession is going to be similar to Charles Leclerc for me this year.
Well, my logic is, if he's half a second off in the Australian Grand Prix, I can stop predicting it. But while there's no we don't know what's going to happen, I can go full delusion.
All right, interesting. Let's go to the final segment of this predictions podcast, which is our Patreon prediction. So if you're not aware of this, if you're part of our wonderful Patreon and you support us, you are firstly incredible. And secondly, you get to have a prediction thrown into the mix on Discord. We will then pick one from that to have as our own prediction. My one is from Erin. One of the rookies causes a red flag. So I feel like if I could get 2 birds with 1 stone with this, big flop and that, perfect.
My Patreon prediction is from Tony Soprano. Points for Jack Doohan. So, yes, he's got a good car
Wow.
underneath him. Still probably quite bold to go that Jack Doohan will get a point based on maybe his limited experience, but I think the Alpine will be quite good at the start of the year, so I think he really needs to hit the ground running, doesn't he, and take the opportunity now, because I think we could well see Alpine the strongest that they'll ever be all season, I think, straight out the blocks.
Oh, Tommy, it feels good. It feels like slipping on an old pair of, I was going to say slippers, but I just said slipping, so that doesn't sound very good, does it? Popping on an old dressing gown. God knows where I'm going with this, but it feels comfortable all the same. We've got Frank coming in the room as well for some final words. Let's see what he has to say.
He had to be in the video. He
He's
knew I was
such a
filming.
star of the show, isn't
I
he?
know. Right, Frank. In form of yawning, will Oscar Piastri win? Yawn if so. No. Lando Norris. Frank's
Well,
gone
there you
for
go.
Lando. There we go.
Wow, it's
Frank's
Lando.
prediction is Lando.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Frank. I don't know if that came out correctly. Thank you very much, Frank. There we go. I'm trying to remember how to speak at the moment. We can't wait for it. We'll be live on YouTube and Twitch this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So be there, be square, all the podcasts as usual. Can't wait for it. 2025 season is
Bring
here.
it on.
Lots of love. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.